morning everyone. Welcome to the online CET, NEET and JEE classes. Students, in the previous video we already discussed the synopsis points related to the chapter biomolecules. In this chapter I am going to solve some multiple choice questions on the same topic, biomolecules. So let's move with the questions. First question: which of the following is not polysaccharide? Which of the following is not a polysaccharide among the given options? The options are amylose, option B amylopectin, option C inulin, option D sucrose. Among these options, which of the following is a not polysaccharide? Students, I think it is one of the direct question. You also know this the answer for this particular question. Sucrose is not an example for polysaccharides because sucrose, commonly named table sugar or sugar, is cane and beet sugar. This is also called as cane sugar as well as beet sugar. The molecule is one of the disaccharide. Combination of monosaccharides like glucose and fructose with the formula C12H22O11. What is the formula? C12H22O11. In other hand, hydrolase is an enzyme that catalyzes the hydrolysis of a chemical bond. Remember, polysaccharides are polymeric carbohydrate molecules composed of long chains of monosaccharide units, and they are bound together by a glycosidic linkages. And on hydrolysis they give a constituent monosaccharides or oligosaccharides. Students, remember, sucrose, it is one of the disaccharide, not a polysaccharide. Therefore the right answer is option D. Yes, next question, question number 3. Which one is absolutely specific term? Among the given options, which one is absolutely specific term? The given options are diastereomer, an epimer, an ionomer, and option D, none of these. Students, when we observe the given options, then recall the point. Diastereomers are all those isomers which are not enantiomers. There may be more than one diastereomer of a compound. An epimer differs in the configuration of only one chiral carbon. So an epimer can be C2, C3, C4, etc. An ionomer may be alpha, beta. So no term is absolutely specific. Remember, diastereomers are those isomers which are not enantiomers. There may be more than one diastereomer of a compound, and you know epimer differs in the configuration of only one chiral carbon. Therefore option D is the right answer. Option D is the right answer. Next, question number 5. The artificial sweetener that has the highest sweetness value in comparison to cane sugar is the artificial sweetener that has the highest sweetness value in comparison to cane sugar? Options are sucralose, aspartame, saccharin and allethane. Students, remember sucrose, saccharin, allethane, all these are examples for artificial sweeteners. Among these, allethane is the artificial sweetener that has the highest sweetness value in comparison to cane sugar. Remember, allethane, it is about 2000 times more sweetener than the cane sugar, and it is one of the stable sweetener at high temperature also. Therefore, the right answer for this question is option D. Remember, allethane, it is one of the artificial sweetener that has highest sweetness value when we compared with cane sugar. Yes, next. Question number 6. The incorrect statement among the following is, among the given statements, which one is incorrect? In that option A, they given alpha D glucose and beta D glucose are ionomers. Option B, alpha D glucose and beta D glucose are enantiomers. Option C, cellulose is a straight chain polysaccharide made up of only beta D glucose units. Option D, the pentaacetate of glucose does not react with the hydroxylamine. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, when we read carefully the given options, among the given options, alpha D glucose and beta D glucose are enantiomers. Yes, alpha D glucose and beta D glucose are enantiomers. Is it right? No, because alpha D glucose and beta D glucose are ionomers. Therefore, option B is incorrect statement. If you want to write the structure of the alpha D glucose and beta D glucose, see here, I write the Haworth structure of this alpha D glucose and beta D glucose. See here. I write the rough structure of this as here in the bottom side OH group, and here OH, and here I write OH and OH, and here I write OH. Yes, you know this one is your anomeric carbon atom. And another structure I write like this. Yes, here I write OH group. Usually this one is CH2OH, this one is also CH2OH, and here I write OH, here OH, here OH, and here OH. As here the OH group means hydroxyl group present below side of the anomeric carbon, therefore it is alpha D glucose. Here OH group present on the upper surface of the anomeric carbon atom, therefore it is beta form. Therefore first one is alpha D glucose and second one is beta D glucose. Yes, these are ionomers because the components which are differ on the anomeric carbon atom are called ionomers, and these two are example for enantiomers. But they given in the option B alpha D glucose and beta D glucose are anomers. This one is incorrect statement. Which one is the right answer, students? Option B is the right answer. Yes, next. Benedict's reagent is reduced by which type of carbohydrates? Benedict reagent, it is reduced by which type of carbohydrates? Option A, acetals. Option B, hemiacetals. Option C, glucose pentaacetate. Option D, none of the three. Students, remember, Benedict reagent, it is reduced by an acetals. I think already know what are acetal. An organic compound formed by the condensation of two alcohol molecules with an aldehyde molecule. An organic compound formed by condensation of two alcohol molecules with an aldehyde molecule is called acetal. Therefore, option A is the right answer. Next, question number 12. Rapid interconversion of alpha D glucose and beta D glucose to solution is known as. Rapid interconversion of alpha D glucose and beta D glucose to solution is known as option A, racemization, option B, asymmetric induction, option C, fluxional isomerism, and option D, mutarotation. Which one is the right answer? Students, rapid interconversion of alpha D glucose and beta D glucose is called as mutarotation. Mutarotation, it is one of the definition point, but the change in the optical rotation due to change in the equilibrium of two anomers. Just recall the point. The change in the optical rotation due to change in equilibrium of two anomers when the corresponding stereoisomers or stereocenters interconvert is known as mutarotation. Remember, rapid interconversion of alpha D glucose and beta D glucose in a solution, therefore known as mutarotation. Therefore, the right answer for this question is option D. Yes, next question number 15. Natural glucose is termed D-glucose because, what is the question? Natural glucose is termed D-glucose because option A, OH on the second carbon is on the right side in the Fischer projection. Option B, OH on the sixth carbon is on the right side in the Fischer projection. Option C, OH on the fifth carbon is on the right side in Fischer projection. And option D, it is dextrorotatory. Yes, among the given options, which one is right answer? Yes, first I draw the Fischer structure of D-glucose here. See the structure. I write simply the skeleton structure. CHO is present upper side. Here I write HOH and another OH group here and HOH and another HOH group, and here I write CH2OH. Yes, this is the structure of D-glucose. Yes, here I write the number of carbon atoms 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, when we observe the structure here, OH group, it is on the fifth carbon, is on the right side in Fischer projection. Therefore, the natural glucose is termed D-glucose. This is the main reason. Therefore, the right answer for this question is option C. Remember, Fischer structure gave the usually Fischer, one of the scientists, he gave the prefix D to compounds whose bottom chiral has its OH to the right side. So natural glucose is called D-glucose or dextrose. Yes, which one is the right answer? Option C is the right answer. Next question number 17. Which of the following hormones is produced under the condition of stress which stimulates glycosinolysis in the liver of human beings? Which of the following hormones is produced under the condition of stress which stimulates glycosinolysis in the liver of human beings? Option A, thyroxine. Option B, insulin. Option C, adrenaline. Option D, estradiol. As which one is the right answer? Students, adrenaline is produced under the condition of stress. Remember, adrenaline is produced under the condition of stress which stimulates glycosinolysis in the liver of human being. Remember, adrenaline hormone is produced by adrenal glands after receiving a message from the brain, that is, a stressful situation has presented itself. It is commonly known as fight or flight hormone. Therefore, option C is right answer for the given question. Next question number 18. The number of molecules of ATP produced in the lipid metabolism of a molecule of palmitic acid. The number of molecules of ATP produced in the lipid metabolism of a molecule of palmitic acid is option A 130, option B 36, option C 56, option D 86. Yes, students, we know that in the lipid metabolism, remember, we know that in the lipid metabolism, when palmitic acid is oxidized, then 2 carbon fragments are removed. Remember the concept? When palmitic acid is oxidized, here 2 carbon fragments are removed sequentially to form acetyl coenzyme. It enters the citric acid cycle for production of 130 ATP. Therefore, the right answer for this question is option A 130. Next question number 20. In cells, the net production of ATP molecules generated from one glucose molecule is, very important, in cells the net production of ATP molecules generated from one glucose molecule is option A 46, option B 32, option C 36, option D 40. Yes, which one is the right answer? Yes, before going to the answer, first I write the required reaction here. I take glucose, that is C6H12O6. when it is react with 6 moles of oxygen, and it requires 2 moles of ATP. In this particular reaction, 6 moles of carbon dioxide and 6 moles of water along with 38 ATP. 38 ATP is produced. Therefore, net ATP molecules evolved is, remember, net ATP molecules. Therefore, net ATP molecules evolved is 36, because already here 2 are present. In the product side 38 ATP is produced, so total evolved ATP is 36. Therefore option C is the right answer. Next, question number 22. Which is correct statement? Among the given options, which is correct statement? Option A, starch is a polymer of alpha glucose. Option B, in cyclic structure of fructose there are 4 carbons and 1 oxygen atom. Option C, amylose is a component of cellulose. Option D, proteins are composed of only one type of amino acids. As one of the theoretical point, remember students, when we observe the given options, among those, starch is a polymer of alpha glucose. As starch, it is one of the polymer of alpha glucose because it is made with number of alpha glucose units. Amylose is a component of starch. Remember, amylose, it is one of the component of starch, but they given component of cellulose. So option C is wrong statement. And a furanose is a collective term for carbohydrate that have chemical structure that include a 5-membered ring system consisting of 4 carbon atoms and 1 oxygen atom. As in fructose or furanose is a collective term for carbohydrates that have a chemical structure that includes 5-membered ring and consists of 4 carbon atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Yes, if you know this point, which one is the right answer? Students, remember once again these points. Starch, it is also known as amylum, which occurs in all green plants. A molecule of starch, if you want to formula of starch, write down C6H10O5 of N times. What is the formula of starch? C6H10O5 of N times. C6H10 of O5N. And it is built of a large number of alpha glucose rings joined through oxygen atom. This one is the right statement. As according to the question, which one is the correct statement? Option A is the correct statement. Next, question number 24. Glycolysis is option A, conversion of glucose to heme. Option B, oxidation of glucose to glutamate. Option C, conversion of pyruvate to citrate. Option D, oxidation of glucose to pyruvate. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, glycolysis, it is the metabolic pathway that converts glucose into pyruvic acid. Yes, the conversion of glucose to pyruvic acid. Glucose, you know formula, C6H12O6, right? As it get converted to pyruvic acid. Formula of pyruvic acid is CS3CO COCOOH. Yes, COCOOH. The free energy released in this process is used to form the high energy molecules adenosine triphosphate and reduced nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. Remember, glycolysis is a sequence of 10 reactions catalyzed by the enzymes, or you simply remember glycolysis. It is a common pathway for both aerobic and anaerobic respiration, in which one glucose molecule get converted to two molecules of pyruvate. What is the formula of pyruvic acid? CS3. I write once again here, CS3COCOOH. Yes, then which one is the right answer? Definitely the option D is right answer. Next, question number 26. The pair of compounds in which both the compounds give positive test with Tollens reagent is. The pair of compounds in which both the compounds gives positive test with Tollens reagent is option A, glucose and sucrose, option B, fructose and sucrose, option C, acetophenone and hexanol, option D, glucose and fructose. Which one is the right answer? Students, glucose and fructose means option D is the right answer, because Tollens reagent oxidizes the compound having aldehyde group like glucose and also oxidizes alpha hydroxy ketones having COCH2OH group as in fructose. Therefore, option D is the right answer. Option D is the right answer. Next, question number 31. Pick out one which does not belongs to the same family. Yes, pick out among the given options one which does not belongs to the same family. Option A, pepsin, option B, cellulose, option C, ptyalin, option D, lipase. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, pepsin. Pepsin is an enzyme that breaks down the proteins into smaller peptides. It may be protease. It is produced in the stomach and is one of the main digestive enzymes in the digestive system of humans and many other animals, where it helps digest the proteins in food. And another option, ptyalin, an enzyme found in the saliva of humans and herbivorous animals, and it helps in the predigestion of starches. Lipase is another option. Lipase is an enzyme the body uses to break down the fats in food so they can be absorbed in the inertness. Lipase is produced in the pancreas, mouth and stomach. These three are enzymes, but another option, they given option B, cellulose. I think you know what is this cellulose. It is one of the polysaccharide, right? Therefore, the right answer for the given question is option B. Other three are belongs to same family, but option B, it does not belongs to the family. Next, question number 33. Which of the following monosaccharide is a pentose? which of the following monosaccharide is a pentose? Option A galactose, option B glucose, option C fructose, and option D arbinose. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, glucose, fructose and galactose, I think you know these are examples for hexose sugars. Both galactose, glucose and fructose, all these three are hexose sugar because they contain 6 carbon atom. But arbinose, it is one of the pentose monosaccharide. Remember, it contains 5 carbon atoms. This is one of the pentose sugar. Therefore, option D is the right answer. Next question number 36. Which of the following compounds is found abundantly in nature? Among the given options, which of the following compound is found abundantly in nature? Option A fructose, option B starch, option C glucose, option D cellulose. Yes, this is one of the very easiest question. The direct answer, option D cellulose. Why cellulose? Remember, cellulose is one of the most abundant organic polymer on the earth. Remember this point. It is one of the most abundant organic polymer on the earth. Therefore, right answer for this question is option D. Next question number 38. The highest calorific value is found in. The highest calorific value is found in option A proteins, option B fats, option C vitamins, option D carbohydrates. Students, before going to the answer, first you know about calorific value. What is calorific value? Remember, calorific value, it is the amount of energy available from an item of food when digested, mostly from carbohydrates and fats. It is the amount of energy produced or released when 1 kg of fuel burns or any other substance is burnt in presence of oxygen and the product of combustion are cooled to standard temperature pressure. Remember, it is very important to know about calorific value of fuel to carry out our day-to-day activities, and it helps us to determine the amount of energy where the calorific value will gas consumers. Students, the highest calorific value is also known as gross energy. Remember, the highest calorific value is known as gross energy or gross calorific value. It is defined as the quantity of heat released by a specified quantity once it consumed or combusted and the products have returned to a temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Students, ethanol and fats have the highest amount of calorific value per gram, that is about 29 and 37 kilojoules per gram. Remember, if you know this theoretical concept, the direct answer for this question is option B, fats. Highest calorific value is found in fats. Next question. The correct statement about the following saccharide is. Yes, carefully observe the given structures and read the given options carefully. When after the observing the given question with options, what are the options? Option A, ring A Here they given two ring structures and named one as A and another one as B. As option A, ring A is pyranose with alpha glycosidic link or linkage. Ring A is furanose with alpha glycosidic linkage. Option C, ring B is furanose with alpha glycosidic linkage. Option D, ring B is pyranose with beta glycosidic linkage. Which one is the right answer? Read carefully the given question and observe the structures A and B. Students, in the given options, ring A is pyranose with alpha glycosidic linkage is observed. Remember, A ring is pyranose with alpha glycosidic linkage. When you observe the structure, the 6-membered cyclic structure of glucose, remember, the 6-membered of cyclic structure of glucose is called as pyranose structure. In analogy with the pyran, which is a cyclic organic compound with 1 oxygen and 5 carbon atoms in the ring. Hence, ring 1 is pyranose definitely. The ring 1 is pyranose with alpha glycosidic linkage, which means oxide linkage which connects the monosaccharide units in polysaccharide below the plane. Remember, glycosidic linkage, it means the oxide linkage which connects the monosaccharide units in polysaccharide below the plane. Therefore, the right answer for this question is option A. Next, question number 43. Fructose on reduction, as fructose here undergoes reduction, gives a mixture of two alcohols which are related as. Fructose on reduction gives a mixture of two alcohols which are related as. Option A, diastereomers. Option B, epimers. Option C, both A and B. Option D, ionomers. Yes, which one is the right answer? Students, fructose, when it undergoes reduction, it gives a mixture of two alcohols which are related as diastereomers as well as epimers. You know, fructose is one of the ketose sugar. Ketoses on reduction produce a new chiral carbon leading to the formation of two isomeric alcohol which are diastereomeric as well as C2 of epimers. I think you know epimers have two or more chiral carbon atoms but differ in the configuration only at one carbon atom. And what are diastereomers? They have two or more chiral carbon atoms but differ in the configuration at one carbon atom. As therefore, which one is the right answer? Fructose on reduction gives a mixture of two alcohols which are related as diastereomers as well as epimers. Therefore, option C, both A and B is the right answer. Option C, both A and B. Next, question number 15. D-glucose and D-fructose can be differentiated by. D-glucose and D-fructose can be differentiated by option A, Fehling solution, option B, Tholen's reagent, option C, Benedict test, and option D, bromine water. As which one is the right answer? Students, when we observe the given options, in that they given different type of solutions or chemical reagents. Among those, bromine water, you know, it is one of the mild oxidizing agent. It can only oxidize, remember, it can only oxidize aldosed to carboxylic acid but cannot oxidize ketose sugar. You know, as glucose contains aldehyde group, it get oxidized and converted into carboxylic acid, and it is differentiated from fructose, which has ketone group. This observation already you seen in your theory classes, especially in elucidation of structure of glucose, right? Therefore, the right answer for this question is option D. Option D is the right answer. If you want to write the structure or given reaction or required reaction when D-glucose is reacted with bromine water, it gives D-gluconic acid. Glucose get converted into gluconic acid. Therefore, option D is the right answer. Yes, next question number 47. Which of the following is non-reducing sugar? Yes, among the given options, which one is non-reducing sugar? Option A, sucrose. Option B, maltose. Option C, lactose. And option D, fructose. Students, I think already you know what are reducing and non-reducing sugar. Sugar which reduce the tolerance reagent as well as Fehling solution are called reducing sugars, and sugars which cannot reduce the tolerance reagent are referred as non-reducing sugars. Therefore, which one is non-reducing sugar among the given options? Yes, option A, sucrose. It is one of the non-reducing sugar. Therefore, right answer for the given question is option A. 47, answer is A. Next, question number 48. Assume that a particular amino acid has an isoelectric point of 6.0 in a solution at pH 1.0. Which of the following species will be predominate? Yes, once again carefully read the given question and observe the given options also. What is the question? Assume that a particular amino acid has an isoelectric point of 6.0 and pH 1.0. Which of the following species will be predominate? Students, at isoelectric point, amino acid is present as a Zwitter ion, also called as bipolar ion. Bipolar ion means it contains both positive and negative end. Yes, when we observe the structure of Zwitter ion, it appears like NH3 plus, and here I write C, and here I write one alkyl group along with hydrogen, and here COO minus group. Yes, this one is called Zwitter ion, right? This one is Zwitter ion. Remember, in acidic medium or low pH value, only cationic species are predominates as, see this reaction. Here I write NH3 and here C with RH and COO minus negative charge in presence of H plus means pH value, low pH means acidic medium, and I write NH3 with the positive charge, and here I write R and H only. Here I write COOH. Yes, now if you write this equation, then which one is the right answer? Yes, option A is the right answer. Option A is the right answer for the given question. Next question number 55. A mixture of two amino acids. A mixture of two amino acids. Mixture of two amino acids having pi value 9.60 and 5.40 can be separated. A mixture of two amino acids having pi 9.60 and 5.40 can be separated. Option A, by adjusting the pH of solution at 9.60. Option B, by adjusting the pH of solution 4.20. And option C, by adjusting the pH of solution at 7.0. And option D, by adjusting the pH of the solution at 7.5. Which one is the right answer? Students, every amino acid, it exists exclusively. Every amino acid exists exclusively as dipolar ion when the pH of the solution is equal to its isoelectric point. Remember, every amino acid exists exclusively as dipolar ion when the pH of the solution is equal to its isoelectric point. Hence, the pH, it does not migrate to either electrode, while at other pH an amino acid migrates either to cathode or anode depending upon its pi. Thus at pH 9.60, amino acid with pi 5.40 will exist as an anion and migrate to anode, while that with pi 9.60 will not migrate to any electrode. Therefore, option D, by adjusting the pH of the solution at 7.5 is the right answer. Option D is the right answer. Next question number 56. Increase in pH of the solution converts. Increase in pH of the solution converts, as the deuterion structure is given here, from deuterion to. As observe carefully the given options. Increase in pH. Increase in pH, the solution converts. Yes, what is the right answer? Students, it is one of the direct theoretical question. As option C, it is the correct option. Option C, deuterion get converted to RCHNH2COO minus in presence of increase in pH of the solution. Next question number 59. Which of the following protein destroys the antigen when it enters in the body cell? Very important theoretical question. Which of the following protein destroys the antigen when it enters in the body cell? Option A, antibodies. Option B, insulin. Option C, chromoprotein. Option D, phosphoprotein. Students, remember, when antigens enter into the body, usually they enter into the body cells and destroy them. Then antibodies, being proteins, are synthesized in the body and combined with antigens, and they destroys by forming inactive complexes. Therefore, antibodies destroy the antigens. Which one is the right answer? Option A, antibodies. Antibodies destroy the antigen when they enters into the body. Next question number 62. Which is not a true statement? Which is not a true statement among the given options? What are the given options? Option A, alpha carbon of alpha amino acid is asymmetric. Option B, all proteins are found in L form. Option C, human body can synthesize all proteins they need. Option D, at pH equal to 7, both amino acid and carboxylic group exist in ionized form. Which is not a true statement? Students, when we observe the given options, among the given options, amino acids are organic compounds that contain amine means NH2 and carboxylic means COOH functional groups, along with a side chain or group specific to each amino acid. Alpha carbon of C amino acid or CC amino acid is asymmetric, hence this statement is true. Proteins exist in both D and L form. Remember, proteins exist in both D and L form. Human body can synthesize all proteins they need. At pH equal to 7, both amino acid and carboxylic groups exist in ionized form. Yes, if you know this concept, again you observe the given options. Now you know which one is the right point. They given in the option D, all proteins are found in L form only, but proteins exist in D as well as L form. That is the point. Therefore, option B is one of the incorrect statement. It is not a true statement. Therefore, option B is the right answer. Next question number 63. Which one of the following structures represents the peptide chain? Which one of the following structures represent the peptide chain? Now you carefully observe all the 4 options. Then answer. Which one is the right answer? Students, peptide bond. What is peptide bond? The bond formed between 2 amino acids by the elimination of water molecule. Right? What is peptide bond, students? The bond formed between 2 amino acids by the elimination of water molecule is called peptide linkage or bond. This peptide bond is simply another name for amide bond. I think you know like this structure. I write here. Here I take carbon linkage with C double bond O, and here I take OH group, and here I add another term, that is H and H. Here I write another carbon term. Yes, now it forms. After elimination of water molecule, it observed like this. NH. Here I write C with the elimination of the water molecule. As this one is called peptide. This one is called peptide bond. As now you observe the given option structures. Which one is the right one? Yes, when you observe the reactant side in the given reactions, here carboxylic group of 1 amino acid as carboxylic acid of 1 amino acid, and amino group of another amino acid, they combined and removes water molecules and forms peptide bond. Therefore, which one is the right answer, students? Yes, this one, option C is the right answer. Next, question number 69. Question number 69. Pepsin enzyme hydrolysis. pepsin enzyme hydrolysis. As pepsin is one of the enzyme, it hydrolyzes. Option A, proteins to amino acids. Option B, fats to fatty acids. Option C, glucose to ethyl alcohol. Option D, polysaccharide to monosaccharide. Students, it is also one of the direct theoretical question. Remember, pepsin enzyme hydrolyzes the proteins into amino acids, usually found in humans. So option A is the right answer. Next question number 74. Enzymes are made up of. Enzymes are made up of. Option A, edible proteins. Option B, proteins with specific structure. Option C, nitrogen containing carbohydrates. Option D, carbohydrates. As details, if you know the detail theory related to enzyme, then it is very easy to answer. Remember this theoretical point. Enzymes are made up of protein with the specific structure, and they act as a catalyst for biochemical reactions. Therefore, option B, proteins with the specific structure, is the right answer. Enzymes are made up of proteins with specific structure. Remember, these type of proteins act as a catalyst for biochemical reactions. Next question number 77. Which of the following structure represents thymine? Which of the following structure represents thymine? Remember students, these type of questions are usually observed in presence of the JEE exam, because at the time you must and should know the structure of all pyrimidine as well as purine bases. So among the given options, which one is the correct structure of thymine? Remember students, option D is the correct structure of thymine. Next question number 79. Vitamin K is associated with the disease. Vitamin K is associated with disease. Option A, scurvy. Option B, beriberi. Option C, blood coagulation. Option D, sore throat. Students, I think you know about scurvy. Disease. It comes due to the deficiency of vitamin C, and beriberi vitamin B, right? Next, option C, blood coagulation, means blood clotting, is associated with vitamin K especially. Remember, vitamin K is a group of vitamins that the body needs for blood clotting, helping wounds to heal. There is also some evidence vitamin K may help keep bones healthy. Therefore, the right answer for the given question is option C. Vitamin K is associated with the disease blood coagulation. Next question number 80. Which of the following is a steroid hormone? Among the given options, which one of the following is a steroid hormone? Option A, cholesterol. Option B, adrenaline. Option C, thyroxine. Option D, progesterone. Which one is the right answer? Students, a steroid hormone is a steroid that acts as a hormone. Steroid hormones can be grouped into mainly two classes: corticosteroids and sex steroids. Within those two classes are the 5 types according to the receptors to which they bind: glucocorticoid and mineralocorticoids, androgens, estrogens and progesterone. or simply you remember the concept related to this question. Progesterone is a steroid hormone which controls the development and maintenance of pregnancy. Thyroxine and adrenaline are amine hormones, right? Therefore, which one is the steroid hormone among the given option? Option D, progesterone is the right answer. Option D is the right answer. Next, last another question. Question number 82. Mg is present in which of the following? Yes, magnesium is present in which of the following? Option A, starch. Option B, chlorophyll. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none of those. Which one is the right answer? Students, I think chlorophyll, you know, it is present in leaves. It is one of the color pigment in green plants. It contains magnesium and is essential for photosynthesis. Remember the concept? Mg, it is the central element present in chlorophyll. Therefore, right answer for the given question is option B. Okay students, thank you for watching, and in the next video we will see some more multiple choice questions on the same chapter, biomolecules. Thank you.